Welcome to another Hanson.net reporter here in Chicago on the Shout It Out tour.
Night number 1 here in Chicago. What is today?
Someday in August.
12th is like?
It's the day that Hanson comes to Chicago every year. It's Hanson
August
Chicago
13th.
Day. No.
Today is Friday the 13th.
It's gonna be creepy.
Awesome.
I know, I put up on the
This is our lucky night.
For the next 48 hours, absolutely nothing can go wrong. Absolutely nothing.
Well, 13 is our lucky number, so this is a great day for us.
Why don't you introduce yourself so everybody knows who you are?
It's Ashley Churchill. I'm from Toronto, Canada. My first question. You've been especially proactive and innovative managing your career and your philanthropic work in the recent years with running 3CG and live stream and check-ins and all that. Where do you see further expansion with all of this, and what other forms of media would you hope to tap?
Oh, wow. Well,
for one, it's not just media.
Yeah.
Part of the reason why we've been that way is because I think part of it is that it's about constantly finding things that are interesting. It's sort of similar to doing a good show each night and changing it up and having something, keeping it fresh. And with our business, I think we feel like part of what the reason we started the label was to continue to create a path for us to keep doing music that we're passionate about. And so innovating and being creative about the way you reach your fans is part of what makes that possible. So we do intend to to work with other artists coming forward, and so we really do see kind of who we are and what Hanson is as a little bit of a laboratory where we can test, we can try things. We have a really rare and great opportunity to connect with very devout fans, people that have followed us for years, and so it's a good platform to sort of see, are people excited about this kind of stuff? I mean, and the other thing too is we genuinely feel like you sort of need to live out your a lot of people to connect with and a lot of people to connect with you more than just through the song. But that's what all artists need to do, is just kind of if you're a fan of a band or it's really more about connecting lifestyle and so everything, your opinions about things, as much as it's not just about sitting around and having opinions about everything, but giving people
what you think,
but just giving people the opportunity to connect with who you are and what you care about and feel a greater connection. So.
I think as far as kind of media and technology that we want to get involved in, I think it's just as things come up that are exciting, where you go, wow, as a fan, I really like what this could do. I mean, that's what we gravitate towards. So whether it's the idea of, like the mobile check-in thing we've been trying out on this tour, and going like, how do we make it easier to be a fan, easier to be involved in the community, take advantage of technology, take advantage of the fact that, like maybe cards and things aren't really the future of what people are doing.
I won't read the thing anymore.
Exactly. And so
and also how to connect the digital virtual world with the real world, because we want to connect those communities, because you're able to have this community of people around the world that are all sharing a sort of interests, and you put something up and they instantly are talking to each other. And our hope is that as people come to shows and they go to events and stuff, that's able to actually be part of the way they're interacting with people online as well. It's not just a totally separate, isolated thing.
I think that in the long run too, we do feel like, right now we run the label and are basically managing ourselves, and so I think that in some form or another, we really feel like the future for music is bright, but it also needs to be more focused on the things that really matter, which is empowering the artist to have the best and most productive and proactive relationship with their fan base in various forms, whether it be fan club related or whether it just be general communication, and also providing better opportunities for people to continually expose, sell their products, whether it be music, merchandise, or otherwise. So there's a future for that kind of stuff, and I think that it's just a matter of time.
You always have to be innovating, and
we hope to innovate.
Buffalo.
Yeah. Okay. You mentioned in a previous interview that record sales are down 60% across the board. Now that you're running your own label, how do you think it's the best way for the recording industry to recover from that kind of loss while still trying to prosper?
Relationship with your fan base. Caring about quality, not quantity, and focusing on the product being valued in the eyes of the people who are purchasing it. Ultimately, I don't think that piracy was ever really about how it was free. I think it came down to more of a reaction to an overall lack of quality control, a lack of trust from the audience. Yeah, people love things for free, but that's not really what it was about. I mean, sure, if somebody left the candy store open and unlocked, in after hours, there would be a bunch of people that would run in and grab candy bars. But that's not, but by and large, that wasn't what it was about. By and large, it was, people felt like, the king-size candy bar wasn't valuable. They own, and so, they...
When you look at the music industry,
invest.
What you see is an industry that has lost kind of control of their own business in many cases. They give their music away to
sight of their business.
Radio stations, hoping that they'll play it. Please play it. Please play it. Please play it. Please play it.
But they don't.
They go to MTV and they spend $200,000 on a music video. Oh, please play it. Please play it. Please play it. They're not put themselves in a position to be empowered and to empower fans with an experience. They're victims to the people that are surviving off of their content. Does that make sense? So, I mean, radio stations need music, but somehow,
for lack of a better way to say,
labels
prostituting themselves in some way.
Are victims to that. And I think what we feel like is part of the things that need to happen to kind of garner fans and build the industry of people loving music back is not back, but kind of records and fans is that records. It needs to be a moment. It needs to be something exciting. It needs to be something special, something people experience, not just a file or
in some form or another. You need
to
give fans.
There has to be kind of this tangible feeling of importance, and maybe that's the message in the music. Maybe that's the way you sell the music. Maybe that's special events. That it's a variety of things, but essentially the idea that a record is like going to see the movie the first week it comes out. You want to go see that movie because it's an event that you experience with your friends and you talk about. And music doesn't have that these days as much. And I think that's an important thing that's been lost. It can't, more than just about the show, the record itself is kind of a premier moment. Hearing those songs, experiencing what that is, and I think bands need to find ways more and more, and labels to make that an important moment. I've got to get this because I've been waiting for it.
And that comes from exciting the fan base and giving them some level, maybe you could say, skin in the game, like them feeling responsible and valued in the process.
I'm not saying I know exactly how to do that.
There isn't a future business that includes only selling album, music on its own as this like cash cow. Like,
because it's not profitable.
It's not profitable. The way you do the music is music on its own will make money. Like it will sustain a business. But it's all the things surrounding that content. It's all of the things that make that that fuel it. Yeah. That kind of really make the industry work.
But unfortunately, that comes down to the fact that fans have felt that the product was not valuable. Therefore,
you can't compete.
You
can't compete. Yeah. It's just too much going on out there that people spend their money on. So by building relationship, building excitement, fueling that all the stuff that surrounds the music, it makes it possible for it to be a business. So people just have to. It's like you have to stop mourning the industry that it was and start talking about what it will be.